Can you share a bit about your background and how you became involved with the Hawaiian Outrigger Canoe Voyaging Society?
When we first moved here, quite a few years ago, my family and I were looking to do quite a lot more cultural, events, activities. Growing up in Malaysia, there was quite a bit of Polynesian culture, but not nearly as much as there is here. I would say we probably got just very, very lucky that we joined this canoe club as opposed to other canoe clubs, because there's 9 or 10 canoe clubs in Maui. And a neighbor, he introduced me to the founder, who was Uncle Kimukeo, who everybody here knows, the executive director, Anela, and then a whole boatload of other people who've been paddlers, big history with the some are literally like kupunas as far as voyaging is concerned. And then I got hooked. We do have a little bit of focus on kind of the racing and the regatta, short, long distance, but really our main focus is in culture. So many of the members are encouraged to join the hala, where we learn the oli, pule, melees, and learn about the hula and learn about what it's like to belong to a halau. And my kids both belong to one. My wife gets involved as much as she can, and I'm with them, with that club, probably 3 or 4 times a week, and it's been a real blessing for us moving here to Hawaii and being a part of that.
How has your understanding and appreciation of Hawaiian culture evolved over the years on Maui? And how does it differ from living in your past communities around the Pacific?
So I come from Malaysia, grew up there in Indonesia and the Philippines, and so I've got a really strong appreciation for what would be the Asian culture, South Asian culture, but in reality we are part of Greater Polynesia. Moving here and being a part of HOCVS has been a real blessing, because it's almost given us the opportunity to get a lot deeper within the Polynesian and Hawaiian culture. And I would say that there's just so many more similarities than there are differences. The things that I appreciated the most about being part of the Malaysian community of greater accountability. You're not just stuck to answer to your mom and dad. You're stuck and you have to answer and accountable to your neighbors, your uncles and aunties, even those that you haven't seen for decades, but they're like, I took care of you when you were a little kid. Like, it's expected that you are accountable to them. The idea of greater ohana, where it's not just your nuclear family, but everyone, the people that you meet at the grocery store, the people that you paddle with, the people that are at school. And then the third piece of respect, especially respect for those who are elder than you. The idea that even me learning about teachers being called kumu, and it isn't a profession, it means something like a source of, and that in itself forces you to kind of give so much respect to people who are kumus and the kupunas. It's very, very similar to the culture that I grew up with.
What do the gathering of the Voyagers events mean to you personally?
I think it's been, if I'm not mistaken, a few years now that our club, HOCVS, has sponsored and kind of brought to life the gathering of the Voyagers. This will be my 3rd year being involved. Very, very privileged and honored, because for me, I've always really, really loved it when like-minded people get together, and for this, it's really like-minded people around the idea of the canoe and the va'a and voyaging, and for me, I love it when we go to a race, when we go to a regatta, Queen Liliuokalani race, because there's just so many people from all parts of the world, and they're all sharing one thing in common, which is the love for the ocean, the love for the canoe, the love for that community, and the love for being out in nature, right?